Today we're going to tackle Double Bayou in the Anahuac area, just down the road from the Jocelyn-Nungaray National Wildlife Refuge, which, incidentally, is host to another great paddling opportunity that we'll cover in a future video. Paddlers have the option to launch either from Job Beeson Park or Double Bayou Park. Today we'll launch from the latter. Double Bayou Park has a nice, quaint feel nestled just off of Eagle Ferry Road. Here you'll find restrooms, on-site security, and a floating platform launch offering 2 ramps of the slide variety. From the launch, we'll cut right, heading southwest in the direction of the Trinity Bay, where this route generally concludes. It doesn't get much more peaceful than this one. Towering trees cascade about much of this route and offer some vibrant arbors in the spring season. This winding waterway is, for the most part, extremely well sheltered from the coastal winds that are sometimes known to hammer the surrounding coastal expanses. Other than a handful of homesteads backing up to the bayou, you're sure to have a secluded and solitary journey, save for the wildlife that call these waters home. As with most other regional routes, you'll have your standard array of Gulf Coast waterfowl. On this route, I most often encounter herons and egrets, with the occasional crane thrown in for good measure. There'll likely be plenty of mullet jumping and gar rolling throughout. I've only seen a handful of smaller gators here, which may be an anomaly given that it's situated within what has been dubbed the alligator capital of Texas. Suffice to say, just stay in the habit of practicing gator-safe protocol, and you should be good to go either way. There are some unique landmarks along this trek. Just under the 2-mile mark, you'll come upon the skeletal remnants of an old fishing boat that almost certainly trolled the Trinity and its surrounding tributaries for many years before being reclaimed by the bayou. Now, only her partial deck boards and rusted rigging remain. As you continue, you'll pass by several sailboats moored about the starboard side in various states of disrepair. Just over mile 3, you'll arrive at my favorite landmark of this route. Just past a couple of contemporary shrimp boats, you'll begin to see the towering bow of the Lindsay Nicole peeking out from a shroud of coastal vegetation. This vessel is significantly larger than any of its contemporaries, and not something I expected to come across on this unassuming backwater. A bit of research led me to a few facts about this bayou behemoth. She was built in 1979 in St. Augustine, Florida, and then was subsequently employed in the Louisiana coastal waters. Following this, she headed west, where she worked for many years out of Pier 19 in Galveston. How the Lindsay Nicole ended up moored here on Double Bayou to slowly deteriorate remains a mystery to me. But there's something about encountering this vessel that makes me feel like I'm being greeted by an old friend. Turning back here will offer paddles a respectable 6.5-mile round trip. However, if you opt to keep heading towards the bay, you'll be afforded plenty more tranquil bayou scenery. As you draw closer to the Trinity Bay, the tree cover will grow more and more sparse and will gradually give way to rocky sod banks. You'll eventually run into the intersection of the west fork of Double Bayou. As soon as you emerge here, you'll see the boat ramp for Job Beeson Park. This is a great place to conclude if you happen to be with a fellow paddler who might leave a vehicle here to ferry the craft back to the initial launch point. If memory serves, this is just shy of an 8-mile trek one way. If you opt to head south at the Bayou intersection, you'll soon reach the formidable expanse of the Trinity Bay. If you instead choose to head north up the west fork of Double Bayou, you'll have to traverse an industrial tract often teeming with tugs, barges, and other commercial traffic. I've never mustered the stamina to go further than this section. However, a satellite view of the area shows that there is plenty more bayou left to be covered on the West Fork beyond the industrial area. In short, this paddle embarked upon from Double Bayou Park is about as tranquil as they come when conditions are favorable. Its sheltered and winding avenues make it ideal for any paddler with basic competence. The unique landmarks, such as the Lindsay Nicole and other maritime craft, lend to making this trek a unique one. Give it a shot. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more Gulf Coast kayaking and outdoors content. Paddle smart. God bless.